Hi TikTok, I got a question for you. Have you ever heard of Aquatofanaa? Some of you, looks like, got a couple people raising their hand. Yeah, for those of you who don't know what it is, no, it's not a perfume. It's also not a water bottle brand company, in case you're wondering, because there's something that sounds similar to that. It's actually a poison. And welcome back to another episode of Crazy History. Hi guys, it's been a while. You missed me? I've missed y'all. All right, let's talk about Aquatofanaa. So our story takes place in Rome and Italy in the early 1600s, and Aquatofanaa, we believe, was first invented by a woman named, I'm gonna trash this name, but Teofania di Adamo, I believe is how you pronounce that. And ignore me looking over here, my notes are over here, okay? So this lady created this poison and she used it to kill someone, and she was caught and executed. However, Aquatofanaa became a primary poison in the early 17th century because of Julia Tofanaa, who is possibly her daughter. The records aren't 100% sure, but we think so. And yeah, she continued to make the poison and continued to distribute it. So they didn't call it Aquatofanaa. They actually called it Manna of St. Nicholas. And it was sold in bottles, literally, with a picture of St. Nicholas on the front of it. This was done in order to kind of throw off the authorities and make it seem like it was some kind of healing lotion that people would use, but it was actually a poison you slipped to people. And this poison was used by many, but when it was first being distributed and sold, it was primarily targeted towards wives. So in the time, a lot of wives didn't have many opportunities for them. You either could become a wife or you could become a nun, and a lot of marriages in the day were arranged. So if you found yourself in possibly an abusive marriage or an unhappy marriage or a cruel marriage, Aquatofanaa could possibly fix that for you, because divorce was not an option for women. So this ring of poisoners basically would send people out, look for women who seemed to be unhappy in their marriage, offer them things like counseling, get to know their story better, and then find out if they were a good candidate to sell Aquatofanaa to. And here's the thing, Aquatofanaa was perfect for wives because it was odorless, it was tasteless, it was often hard to trace because at the time doctors couldn't identify basically arsenic poisoning. So the main ingredients in the poison were arsenic, lead, mercury, and possibly belladonna. And it was a slow acting poison. So what would happen is you'd give somebody the first dose, like in one of their meals, and at first they would just seem like they were sick. Then you'd give them their second dose and they would start to seem like they were more sick, so you would call the doctor. The doctor would then make them bedridden, and then as the wives took care of them, they would continue to slip them doses in their food. By the third dose, you could have symptoms including vomiting, dehydration, diarrhea, a burning sensation in your digestive system, and by the fourth dose, you were dead. And because it was slow acting, it would often give the victims time to basically set up their affairs or create their will and make it out to their wonderful wives who were taking such good care of them while they were ill and sick. So like I said, this was primarily used by wives, and the poison ring was eventually found out because we're talking about Rome and Italy, and all these wives are Catholic. So what happens when they kill their husband? They go to church and they confess. So the next thing you know, you have all these priests coming to the cardinals and to the Pope and saying, look, we're having a lot of women telling us they're killing their husbands. The Pope then took this information to the authorities. So there were several cases, like famous cases, of people who we think possibly used Aquatofanaa, but one of the most famous, technically myths, because we don't know for certain, is that of Mozart. When he first started getting sick, he swore that his wife was using this poison to try to kill him. Now, we don't have any actual evidence of that, but Mozart was convinced of it. Now, we don't know the exact number of people who were possibly killed by Aquatofanaa, but historians have put estimations up into the 600s. That's a lot of people. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Like and follow for more. I'm going to try really hard to do more of these. The more you know. Bye, y'all.